Now I know these KXs are getting hard to find. They got to be one of the most exciting engines to put on the track. I love this bike. Sure, Pro Circuit definitely helped with the performance, and there's some things we did, but for a two-stroke that you're gonna ride once in a while, this is probably the bike I would enjoy the most. It's got that raw, just power. It's not like a YZ250 or KTM where it's super easy to ride. This is a little more challenging. And that's what makes two-strokes great, is they are hard to ride. See someone ripping on a two-stroke, it's a lot more respectable, right? So this one is pretty crazy, the amount of work we've done. I would say it's a little overkill, but some of the things you could definitely do to any two-stroke and it would be a smart move. So we are waiting on the graphics and we are moving up to the sand dunes in Oregon. So I'm really excited to be able to ride every day and make more changes to the bikes and actually use them to their full potential. The sand dunes, I'd say, is the best proving grounds for motors and most stuff. Other than suspension, you know, you want to be on a supercross track. But back to this bike. We bought this bike on the original tires at 6 hours, but the top end was ported and it has some Pro Circuit headwork, so just porting and piston. That's as I know. I didn't see much porting personally from my experience. It didn't look like anything crazy. It was probably just cleaning it up. I wouldn't say it's any 5-angle setup. All right, let's start with the brakes. Everybody likes the brakes. So for every Japanese bike, we have a kit. I mean, all the way back to the 80s, we could make it happen. So when we saw a front end conversion, we went just full bore on this. So this one just has stock KX250F wheels. We pretty much took a 17 KX250F and put it on this bike. And then the forks, we took a 17 KX250F because they're 2 pounds lighter. So we went with the single functions. I love these things. That's what they're running in the pros. They're running the SSF Air, so single function Air. I think the single functions will be the next SSS. I love that you can set the preload and the fork height just like you can the shock height. So we put these on a couple KTMs. I'm a huge fan of them. Cooper Webb runs them. They're awesome. Yeah, sure, I love the SSS, but if I wanted to lighten up that Yamaha, I would put these forks on it. So that's an important thing. Got the Brembo and then the Brembo Master. Now I got 11mm Master, which is overkill for most. I got the 10 on this one. The 10 runs a lot better for most. I would say it's a lot more progressive. This is just super stiff. It's there when you want it. You touch it, it does its job. All right, so every two-stroke, I try to go at least 39, 40, or 42mm carb. You know, just look at the past. The bikes in the past that had larger carbs have more power. Now for the masses, they go to smaller carbs. They're better all-around power. They're easier to ride. They have better control. But if you're just on and off the gas, like you should be on a two-stroke, once you've got the strength and the skill, I don't even want to hear it. This is the best carb. I haven't tried a smart carb, and I do want to try one because it sounds really intuitive, and I love their way of thinking. Electron just straight up hates on everything other than their own carb, and they pay everyone for free. So yeah, I have a problem with them because they don't have facts, they don't have dyno numbers, they just hate. And I have problems with those kind of people. I only build these products because I don't want to work on my bike. I just want the best product and go ride it every single day like I did when I was a kid. And that's how I got good, is I rode every single day. When everyone else was out partying, I would ride to State Line and back when I lived in Vegas. So that's what I did when I was 12 years old till now, so 20 years. This is a 17 KX250F swing arm. It did not just bolt right up. They don't make swing arms for this bike anymore, so we had to make a kit for a guy, and this is what we did. So I remember how he did it, and I was a little skeptical about doing it again, just because I know it's not a straight bolt up, but it is an option and it does work fine. I mean, we do ride this bike and we'll continue to ride this bike. And then we put a 18mm shaft, which we can DLC coat those, and on the next level of this build, I will build this bike to be pretty. I just want to ride it. That's really why I do all this, is to ride this stuff, not to make it pretty, but that's what people like. They want to see pretty bikes. We'll make it pretty. That's what we're going to do. But I need more time, so I'm moving to Oregon. It's about 1/3 of the cost to live, and we will build pretty bikes. But back to this again. We've got larger bladder, 50mm body, huge compression adjustments. Like I said, 18mm shaft, which is the biggest one. That's what they run in A kits. This is pretty much an A kit shock for many years. Still pretty close to A kits currently today. So, about the best you can do on a KX250 parts wise. Now, plastics, a little bling here and there, super simple. Like this YZ we just put together, that'll come up next. You know, we're starting to work on the bling. We get it. I like bling too, but bling only lasts like a couple rides and then you're back to not looking bling bling. So, all right, well, I hope this video is fun because this is the way I want to do videos. And tell me how you feel about it. Let's talk about it. Talk to you soon.